The apprehension of developing countries was that once the process of bringing the trade facilitation agreement into force was completed, other issues would be ignored, including the important issue of a permanent solution on subsidies on account of public stockholding for food security purposes. India, therefore, took the stand that till there is an assurance of commitment to find a permanent solution on public stockholding and on all other Bali deliverables, including those for the least developed countries, it would be difficult to join the consensus on the protocol of amendment for the trade facilitation agreement.
Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speaking for the first time on WTO crisis, asserting the stand is the sovereign duty of the government to protect the fundamental right of the citizens to life and livelihood, and expressing confidence that India will be able to persuade the WTO to appreciate its viewpoint. Last week, the World Trade Organization failed to ratify an agreement called the TFA or Trade Facilitation Agreement, designed to streamline the global trade system. India had insisted that it wouldn't sign off the Bali Pact unless the group comes to a faster accord on exempting food subsidy and stockpiling programs like India's from the current WTO rules that limit them. The minister said that the issue of food security is important for all developing countries, not just India.
The problem is a real one. Developing countries are finding themselves hamstrung by the existing rules in running their food stock holding and domestic food aid programs. The developed world too has market price support programs and was able to move away from such support, though not fully even now, because of their deep pockets. This is not possible for developing countries. It is important for developing countries to be able to guarantee some minimum returns to their poor farmers so that they are able to produce enough for themselves and for domestic food security.
India said food security is a humanitarian concern and emphasized that it will not waver in its commitment to protect the interests of the consumers and producers.
Food security is a humanitarian concern, especially in these times of uncertainty and volatility. Issues of development and food security are critical to a vast swathe of humanity and cannot be sacrificed to mercantilist considerations. Developing countries such as India must have the freedom to use food reserves to feed their poor without the threat of violating any international obligations. This is a sovereign right. It is our duty to protect our citizens' fundamental rights to life and livelihood.
India stood firm on its demand despite immense pressure at the WTO. Regretting the failure of recent WTO talks, the Commerce Minister reiterated the need for a permanent solution on food security within a defined time frame rather than a mere academic discussion on the issue. Nirmala Sitharaman told Parliament that the Bali Trade Accord, an agreement reached on the Indonesian tourist island last year, should be concluded as a package linking India's ratification of the Trade Facilitation Treaty to movement on a parallel treaty on stockpiling of food. Business Desk, GD News.